stated, capital punishment is our society's recognition of the sanctity of human life. My father was a cop for 35 years here in Ocala, Florida, and I know how important it is to take criminals off the street and eliminate violence in our society. The death penalty started in the 18th century and is still a very controversial subject today. It has been used for theft, kidnapping, murder, and opposing religious beliefs. Many people believe it is cruel, but many believe it is also necessary. According to the Death Penalty Information Center, in 1976, the Supreme Court found the death penalty statutes in Florida, Georgia, and Texas were constitutional, so they reinstated the death penalty. Today, I want to share with you why the death penalty is necessary by talking about why it's questioned, the victim's family, how it may deter crime, and a story that occurred right here in Ocala, Florida. Over the years, death penalty has been questioned by society. It involves the legalization of taking someone's life and eliminating the threat from society. Many people believe it's cruel and unnecessary, and that it's inhumane to take the life of someone, no matter what crimes they've committed. Many religions are also against the death penalty because they believe in a right to life. According to Crime Magazine, Texas currently holds the record for the highest number of executions since the death penalty was reinstated in 1976. Many believe life in prison is punishment enough, although this does not constitute for the lives lost or for the effect this loss has on the victims' families. Life in prison does not give the families full closure. Everyone has a choice to commit murder, and everyone knows the consequences of it. According to the Holy Bible, in Deuteronomy, verse 19, line 21, it states, "Show no mercy, life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, and foot for foot." Life in prison means that they are still able to take the lives of others. The death penalty is the only way to hasten the recovery and bring full recovery to the victims' families. It is necessary for the safety of society, other victims, and the victims' families. If victims' right to life is taken away, then why should criminals not receive the same treatment? Although the death penalty may not deter crime, it does help lower the crime rate. If there was no punishment for committing murder, then the crime would increase drastically. Some people need a more severe punishment so that they will stop murdering. According to Isaac Elrich, a statistics expert, after looking at national homicide rates between 1930 and 1970, he estimated that each execution deterred between 7 and 8 murders. The only way to eliminate the threat and protect the lives of others is to give the death penalty. According to Badeau and Castle, study reveals out of 52,000 prisoners serving for murder, 810 convicted for murder had killed 821 people after being convicted. This means that if they were convicted for the death penalty, that 800 lives would have been saved. There have been many cases where someone is given life and they have murdered again. My father worked a case here in Ocala, Florida, with a man named Leo Boatman, who murdered multiple people, including his own cellmate. He was born in a mental institution where his mother was given a severe mental disease. He was placed in prison for the murder of 2 Santa Fe College students, Amber Peck and John Parker, while they were camping in the National Forest in 2006. He shot them with an AR-15 and said he did this because he wanted to know what it felt like to murder someone. The parents gave him life in prison, which they now regret. According to John Parker's mother, she said that "I keep wishing I'd get that phone call that says there's been a permanent change in his prison status. He's dead." According to the Orlando Sentinel, Boatman pleaded guilty after trying to hang a fellow inmate at the Cross County Correctional Institute in 2009. He did this because his cellmate got more mail than he did. Recently, he is investigated in the murder of his new cellmate, Ricky Morris, who was found stabbed to death. If Leo Boatman was given the death penalty the first time, then his cellmate would still be alive and many people would be out of danger. To conclude, the death penalty was created to show criminals that taking the lives of innocent people may result in the death of themselves as well. I hope all of you have learned why it is questioned, but also why it is important for the victim's family to have closure, to deter crime in our society, and stop criminals such as Leo Boatman. According to the UAA Justice Center, approval has increased to 70% for the death penalty, but this needs to increase more so that more lives can be saved. As a Christian, I believe that no one should have their life tragically taken away from them. But when you take the life of another, you should not be able to live as though that life was not important. I hope from the facts and stories today that I've shared with you, you realize how important the death penalty is to protect the ones you love. I hope you enjoyed my speech. Thank you for listening.